We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. Today's reading, December 23. The Jesus Generation. Hast thou no scar? Part 2. If you refuse to take up your cross and follow me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it. Matthew 10:38 and 39. You can read her story on Wikipedia. As a girl, she begged God to take away her brown eyes and give her eyes of blue. But no matter how hard she pleaded, their color never changed. Years later, Amy Carmichael remarked that had her prayers been answered, she would never have been able to draw close to the sufferers God called her to, who found in her brown eyes a compassionate likeness to their own. For the Irish girl with the brown eyes grew up to become the beloved missionary to India, serving on that mighty subcontinent 55 years without a furlough until her death. Adopting native garb, dyeing her skin with dark coffee, Amy Carmichael plunged into her incarnational ministry, rescuing young girls forced into prostitution, founding a mission, and raising up an orphanage. But in spite of joy in her master's service, through her life she suffered from neuralgia, a painful disease that left her in bed for weeks at a time. Undeterred, she bore her cross in the steps of her Savior. A young woman once wrote her asking what missionary life was like. Carmichael wrote back, "Missionary life is simply a chance to die." And she nearly did, after a tragic fall, which instead left her bedridden most of the last 20 years of her life. But cheerfully she continued to bear her cross with a life motto that has inspired many. Quote, "One can give without loving, but one cannot love without giving." End quote. She asked that no gravestone be erected for her, and so the children she served placed a bird bath over her grave inscribed with the word Amma, mother, in Tamil. Jesus was right. She who loves her life for my sake will find it. Amy Carmichael wrote the poem No Scar, with its provocative, probing question, "Hast thou no scar, no hidden scar on foot or side or hand? I hear thee sung as mighty in the land. I hear them hail thy bright ascendant star. Hast thou no scar? Hast thou no wound? Yet I was wounded by the archers, spent, leaned me against a tree to die, and rent by ravening beast that encompassed me. I swooned. Hast thou no wound? No wound? No scar? Yet, as the master shall the servant be, and pierced are the feet that followed me. But thine are whole. Can he have followed far who has no wound, no scar?" End quote. In Terry Wardle's The Transforming Path, page 143. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen.